Japan's Type 74 main battle tank has long served as a stalwart defender of the nation's sovereignty and security interests. Designed and built domestically, the Type 74 has been a cornerstone of Japan's ground forces, providing reliable firepower and mobility since its introduction in the 1970s. Starting in April 2019, the Ministry of Defense enacted the Medium-Term Development Defense Plan, which involved the retirement of the Type 74 main battle tanks in service to be replaced by the newer Type 16 maneuver combat vehicle. Despite the plan being official as of 2019, the first tank units were disbanded throughout 2018. In accordance with the government's military reorganization program, the 9th and 10th Tank Battalions were officially disbanded on March 20 this year. Until now, they have remained relatively large tank units using Type 74 as part of the 9 and 10 infantry divisions of the Japan's ground defense forces. Currently, there are about 30 Type 74s still serving in the 13th Tank Company and the Fuji's current tank training unit. But it should also be noted that the 13th Tank Company is scheduled to be disbanded this month, which will put an end to the use of Type 74 tanks in combat units. As Japan looks to transition to newer tank models, the fate of its existing Type 74 MBTs remains a subject of interest. While there have been discussions about retiring or decommissioning these tanks, another possibility is their transfer to ally or partner nations. The Philippines, with its strategic partnership with Japan and its own requirements for Armour capabilities, could be a potential recipient of Type 74 tanks. Such a transfer could not only strengthen defense cooperation between the two nations, but also contribute to the modernization efforts of the recipient country's armed forces. The development of the Type 74 goes back to the 1960s and classified as the same generation as West Germany's Leopard 1 tank. Being post-war Japan's second indigenous tank, it was aimed not only to counter its Soviet counterparts, but also be equivalent to Western tanks of the time, or at least that's the idea. Unfortunately, the Type 74 was already outdated by the time it entered service, rendering it inferior to the Soviet T-72 tanks. This was inevitable since Japan lagged behind its tank technology, but the Type 74 contributed to improving the reputation of Japan's tanks since World War II. The Type 74 was built by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries as a supplement to the earlier Type 61. Approximately 893 were produced from 1975 to 1988. Type 74 has a weight of about 38 tons, a length of 9.41 meters, a width of 3.18 meters, and a height of 2.25 meters. This MBT has a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader, and driver. Power was supplied by a single Mitsubishi 10ZF model 10-cylinder diesel engine, delivering 750 horsepower. This supplied the tank with a top speed of 38 miles per hour and an operational range nearing 250 miles. The tank has an all-welded hull. it fitted with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression systems. Suspension was hydropneumatic and promoted good cross-country mobility. This particular suspension system allowed the driver to adjust the height of the tank. The suspension is flexible enough that the driver can evaluate or lower the front, rear, or size of the tank as needed. As an added bonus, the system can also be used in conjunction with the main gun elevation to further increase its available arc. A cast turret of the Type 74 is broadly similar to that of the French AMX-30. This main battle tank is armed with a fully stabilized 105mm rifle gun. It is the British L7 gun manufactured in Japan under license. Prototype of the Type 74 was fitted with an autoloader. However, it proved too complex and expensive and was removed. A total of 55 rounds are carried for the main gun. Fire control system of this main battle tank was very advanced. For the first time in the world, a tank was fitted with advanced computer for ballistic calculations. It also had a laser-range fighter. In-service tanks were later upgraded with infrared emitters. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and a roof-mounted 12.7mm heavy machine gun. Instead of composite armor, the Type 74 adopted welded steel plates for hull construction, with slope armor extensively used to defeat armor-piercing shells and other kinetic energy penetrators. When compared to other second-generation MBTs, the Type 74 has more armor than the Leopard 1, but less than compatible Soviet vehicles such as the T-62. In conclusion, Japan's Type 74 MBT has served with distinction, but its replacement is essential to meet the demands of modern warfare. As Japan advances its plans for upgrading its ground fleet, including the replacement of the Type 74, considerations for potential transfer to partner nations like the Philippines underscores the importance of strategic cooperation in regional security efforts.